Welcome to Local Sports Wrap Up. My name's Ken Brown, and I have the privilege today to be with my brother Oz Jones. Oz, how you doing?
Not bad. It's Monday, but it feels like a good Monday.
Yeah, Monday, June 10th. It's a great day.
Yeah.
Jet Set's not gone, but he's not here.
Right.
He's doing something else, maybe jet skiing.
I'd like that. I haven't done that in years.
What?
Been 15 years. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Best time.
Oh yeah, I love. It's a lot of fun.
But I'm a slow guy. I'm a Sunday driver on it's good dude. I don't want to go real fast. I don't want to hit a bunch of waves.
You know what I like doing is doing essentially a donut, and then you wait for a wave, and then you zip out. Yeah, I caught probably about a good 10 feet of air once.
Oh my God.
It was scary. It was more air than I anticipated.
But you came down right.
Came down hard.
Yeah. How was the weekend?
Good. The regular season wrapped up for the AYSO over at Pennsylvania on the Memorial Field. My son's team, the Viking Dragons, finished their season 6-0-2.
Okay.
They are a from worst to first story. So they've got their playoffs will be next Saturday. I believe it's all completed in a single day. But the first two seeds get a bye. The other four teams battle it out in the first round. So possibly play 2 games on Saturday.
Okay.
We'll see.
2 games on Saturday. So it's this Saturday.
Yep.
So the season has the potential to be over before Father's Day.
Yeah. Yep. It will be. Yep.
It's your Father's Day gift. No more running around for soccer for this part of the season.
Yeah.
You'll find something else to run around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh man. Yeah. We at my house we're going from my daughter went to Spain with school, so
she's going to school.
Yeah, well, it's kind of school. It's study abroad. They're doing it for the summer. She found out about it through school. But she's there for a month. So we're excited but nervous. She got in a couple days ago, and she's fluent, both writing, reading, every part of it.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, she'll be cool. She caught the subway today. She called. 6-hour difference there, though.
Yeah.
So it's got us a little scattered on what time it is, but it's all good. So we're running around with Nick now. Nick's like an only child for the next month. And the Wyandotte Braves, 12U Team Harper, Wyandotte Braves, they got a walk-off against Trenton the other day, 1-9-8. It was their first win of the season. So go, Coach Harper. Good job, Matt Harper and Coach Bob. You got the kids looking good, and they're getting better and better as the season goes on.
Nothing quite like a walk-off or an overtime win. Those are, you remember those.
Yeah. The cool part is that these kids are so small. My son even asked, he's like, Dad, what really is a walk-off? You hear about all these different things, and I'm just like, it's like when the game ends on the last play, and so he was kind of excited to hear that. Yeah. And so, no, man, I enjoy the time in Wyandotte Rec, man. It's a good time. The parents have a good time. They watch it. It's good sportsmanship. It's not necessarily about winning and losing, but they're learning the game, so I'm appreciative of that.
Yeah, and when I got Lincoln involved in soccer, I mean, he'd mentioned it to me a bit. But I mean, better than most, your kid gets involved with something, like, it's a commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Your time, your money. But it is, it gives them another chance outside of school to make friends, socialize with peers, but, really to learn teamwork and I think some leadership skills too, and learning how to handle, you don't always win. Yeah. In life. In fact, for the most part, you don't. You take a lot of L's in this plane of existence. Yeah. You got to learn how to handle that and how to take that and, better yourself, whether that's in sports or in life. So, yeah.
Man, you bring up a good point, and I've been trying to find a good way to tell my son that as far as Nick, like, hey, you're not going to get a hit every time. Stop wearing your feelings on your sleeve, kind of just roll with it. Like, and I'm telling him, and it doesn't make sense to a kid that's 11. Right. But if you could get 3 hits out of 10, you're like the best person in sports ever.
You're going to the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer, you know what I mean? Like, it's not going to happen every time.
Right.
So please just don't get out of those dumps. Yep. And I think he's getting better at it. You know what I mean? Started with some incentives, but now he's getting a little better at losing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I was telling you before we started, Lincoln wanted to play chess, which I was thrilled at. I mean, chess is one of those things, it's like you mention it and people are like, you nerd. But I love chess, so I was happy to start playing with him. And, of course he wants to win. But I'm like, son, it's going to be a lot of losing at first. But I'm like, that's not what you concentrate on. You just concentrate on learning the fundamentals of the game, and you get better and better slowly but surely. So he's loving it, though. He took a drubbing this weekend, and he still wanted more. So.
And my first question to you was, how did he, you beat him? And you're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm still in the middle of that. What's best? Like their self-esteem. What's best?
What I try to do is kind of coach him as we play, or I'll even post questions. I'm like, that's your move? They sure you want to do that? And sometimes I'll even explain it. And now other times there's a little gamesmanship. What'd he do? He moved a knight to kind of defend his king. While in doing so, he left his queen wide open. He's like, little defense for the king. So I looked at him, I go, oh, said defense for your king, but none for thy queen. And then boom, queen was gone with a bishop.
Nah, you're gone. Nah. Hey, you know who else has been taking the queens of the softball diamond?
Yeah.
They had a good weekend this weekend. As we talked about last week, Downriver had an opportunity with Allen Park. It was Allen Park, Woodhaven, and I want to say Richard. But Allen Park and Woodhaven end up battling each other on the day.
This is districts.
This is regionals.
Regionals. Okay.
Yeah, this was regionals. So leading into that, Woodhaven actually played against Grosse Pointe North in their first game of the regional, and Woodhaven won 10-5. Cool thing about that, a kid named Avery Gardner, who's the leadoff hitter for Woodhaven, actually had 2 hits, 2 for 3, with a home run and an RBI. And then Kay Carr went 3 for 4 with RBI. So that's how Woodhaven beat up on Grosse Pointe North. That game was actually in Woodhaven, so they kind of had an advantage. Allen Park, they actually beat Edsel Ford 19-0 to get to the game to play Woodhaven. So then you had the 2 Downriver teams. Allen Park won 13-4 over Woodhaven, and they advanced into the semifinals. Barbara doesn't have to worry about us saying Woodhaven because they actually lost.
Those lopsided games, no matter the sport, obviously not fun for the losing team, but even for the winning team. And I've been on both sides of those scores. Once the game's out of hand, once it's no longer competitive, it's like,
Yeah. Now, yeah, and I wonder. I mean, like if you look at the totals in those softball games leading up to that, there was a lot of 10-run mercies, even on the Woodhaven side. But then when you get to Allen Park, they had already played each other during the season, and it was a close enough game. So I don't know what they thought. Hey, these 9 runs are enough, or did they start letting Sally Joe hit? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like I don't know which one they did.
Yeah. But, well, sure. So we don't know that information, but I mean, you've played enough sports. Like when you're in a game, if you just have the other team outclassed, or if you yourself are outclassed, and.
Now for that Edsel Ford 19-0, I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if we're both rated in the top 10 in the state, like Woodhaven and Allen Park, hey, I'm trying to put the foot on your neck until we can just win. Because you're a good team, you might come back.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's playoffs. This winner go home.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah, it's time to go. So Woodhaven season over. Allen Park will go on and fight Farmington Hills Mercy. Farmington Hills Mercy is the #1 team in the state, the predominant favorite. So that should be a good game, and we'll have those results for you next week. So as Wyandotte, Woodhaven, all the Downriver teams are out of it other than Allen Park, I guess they can get ready for next season, and then we'll see what's going on with Allen Park next week.
Yeah. All right, what do we got here? Let's go to, a little note here out of Erie Mason. Beth Sweeney took second and a pair of thirds in the state finals, was named the Regional Girls Track and Field Athlete of the Year.
Athlete of the year?
Yeah.
What sport did she play?
Track and field.
Track and field. So track season's probably coming to an end. Everything,
yeah.
This is like weird to me. Have we ever been out of school before June 10th? No.
I was a little surprised. It's just the way the calendar fell.
No,
I guess.
it's kind of early, so it still seems kind of weird that we're out of school, but they're still playing sports
Yeah, the
too.
playoffs always go on for another week or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. The other thing, I know our roving reporter Caroline's been out, and she's got some footage from baseball.
Yeah.
A guy named Rockefeller.
Quite a celebration, as you're going to see here.
Let's see. Now, I think that there it is. It's Trenton, the Trenton Trojans. Looks like there's a guy on third.
Walk off right there.
Walk off. And they know it. So that must have been the hit to propel them into the semifinals. Trenton's looking very excited there. They had 2 wins on Saturday. They actually beat Adrian 2-1 in a walk-off. And then they also beat Grosse Pointe Liggett 4-3. Ashton Rooney had 2 RBIs in the bottom of the 7th for Trenton to win that game 4-3. And then there's a kid, Joel Matar. He won the other game in the bottom of the 9th in a walk-off fashion with a double to win the game. So
I don't know if you noticed, Ken, but they're all sporting the bleach blonde hair.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Throwback to Eminem circa 2000, maybe?
Yeah, no, I think it's that camaraderie deal. Like, let's all have the same hair color for the playoffs. Kind of like me and you both aren't shaving until the hockey playoffs are over. Right? We're in here battling.
This is my standard issue scruff.
Yeah, this is until Edmonton wins. I may be Santa Claus before the
You
end
might
of
be waiting.
Yeah. No, so congratulations to Trenton. They actually make it into the Final Four. And you can see those kids were really excited. Like you said, they're kind of coming together and bleaching their hair and looking alike. You ever been on a team that did something like that where you all had the similar same cut?
No, nothing rings a bell. No.
Yeah. We have. Yeah, so high school, same as them, right?
Sure.
35 years ago,
Yeah.
but same as these kids, we all decided to get ball heads. You know, shave your head. Telly Savalas, Kojak. I don't know who would know
okay.
that. Yeah, we go ball heads before the games, and it was crazy. I had like a green head. I looked like a patient, but it was fun. It was fun, and you could tell like the camaraderie of the team. It brought us all together. Everybody, I don't care. Everybody had a ball head, and it was kind of fun.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the team for me. Not putting my hair on the line.
Yeah, keep it long. Samson. He was like, "No, I'm Samson.
That's right.
I can't cut it down."
The power's in the hair.
Yeah, no, but I think that just that's kind of like your high school deal where everybody's kind of trying to be the same, and we're as one, and we're unifying. So, hey, congrats to Trenton, and congrats to Caroline for getting out in the streets and getting that coverage. It was great to see.
Let's see. We got here's straight from home, like Roosevelt High School's Athletes of the Week. We got Dominic Bazinski, Robert Tukowski, Logan Comiskey. Dominic and Robert, they were second in the state two-person scrambles. This is golf. Two-person scramble with a 4 under par. That was good for second place. And Dominic looks like he placed individually in regional 14th place. And then Logan Comiskey, he shot a season best of 97 at the Marauder tournament.
Yeah, it's a good one. And I didn't mean to do it on purpose. We do have another Downriver team in girls softball. Shout out to Carlton Airport. Carlton Airport, I know they were going to play Harper Woods, and they obviously won. And they're going to play Milan in the D2 quarterfinals. So Carlton Airport is going to play Milan in bracket 3 or Division 3. Whiteford's going to play Algonac for the quarterfinals. Algonac was interesting because they actually, the tournament was, the regional was in Algonac, but then there was 2 local teams, Metro Detroit teams. It was Detroit Edison and Grosse Pointe Liggett. Drove an hour to play a game up there, and then the winner played Algonac, and Algonac actually won. But it just seemed kind of unfair that they had to go so far to play each other, and then it worked out for Algonac.
Yeah, that's where home field advantage comes into play.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No.
Not so much in the pros, really. I mean, it's not what people would think anyways.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
No.
Especially lately. It's been a lot more road teams winning.
I'm not sure what the most recent number is, but at some point during these Stanley Cup playoffs, dating back maybe a year or so, the road team was actually 24-17 or something.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
So they had 7 more wins on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are shifting, so congratulations to Carleton Airport. I always thought Carleton Airport, if you've ever been to their school, it kind of reminds you of Benny and the Jets logo.
The logo.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I was going to say, the area reminds me a bit of Children of the Corn.
Yeah, it's a little.
I take that back. I was going to say I've never been inside the school. I've been inside the gymnasium back in 1999 for an indie wrestling show.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's a beautiful. I think they got a good setup, and they play real well off of the airport part, So we didn't want to forget Carleton Airport as they represent the Huron League, and they've made it to the Final Four for girls softball, and they'll play. Coach would call them Milan, but it's Milan.
Yeah.
Everywhere that I've ever saw it. And,
no runways there.
Yeah. They'll play Milan for that. What else you got over there?
A little note out of Lincoln Park. Senior Leonardo Peralta Castro is edged out Will Jaden Smith, not to be confused with
Will and Jaden Smith.
Either one of them.
Yeah, I got you.
Let's see. Will Jaden Smith from Belleville edged him out by 0.02 seconds to win the 300 hurdles at the Division I MHSAA track and field finals.
No, that is cool. I got some track. You're speaking of track, I got a little track here. Gabriel Richard High School, 14 members of the track and field competed in the MHSAA Division IV state competition on Saturday. The 4x200 relay team consisting of Joey Calhoun, I love this name, Wisdom.
Oh yeah, it's a good name.
Wisdom, yeah. Navatiti, Antonio Sobush, Derek Lesko, they took second. They took second place.
You're going to name your kid Wisdom. You better hope that kid's smart.
Yeah.
Because if they're not,
they could be called
gonna
dummy.
be rough.
They could be called dummy quick. No, you're right. I like the Wisdom, though. You got to kind of put it out there.
It's a cool name.
Yeah. She's smart. She's going to be smart, but it might be a boy.
Yeah.
All right. Lesko also received all-state designation for because he came in the top 7 in the 200 meters, along with Chris Viasco, who placed 6 in the 300 hurdles. Might be a little bit of what you talked about. I seen something really interesting, just talking about the hurdles real quick.
Yeah.
Took Nick up to the football field at Wyandotte High. Mm-hmm. And we're playing catch, and then we get to the track. And they got this beautiful sign, and it just tells you every event in track and who won, who has the record for Wyandotte High.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool thing, like just to have a tradition.
Sure.
And they just show everybody that comes to your stadium who's really, really good in this particular sport.
Yeah, and some of those records go back quite a ways. I'm sure there's generations of students that pass through. Maybe one of their parents or aunt or uncle held one of those records.
And you're right. You're 100% right. And I say that, Oz, because 1965 was the year that I thought, wow, that record stood a long time. So the oldest record that I saw was 1965, and interestingly enough, it was a sprint. It wasn't like, how kids are bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah.
I want to say it was the 100, but I don't want to be wrong. But it was either the 100 or 200, and it's been the same.
Oh.
I'll do some research. Or if you're out and about, email us at Local Sports Wrap Up.
If you're that record holder.
Or if you're that record holder. Or if you're out and about, take a picture of it. Send it to our localsportswrapup@gmail.com. That would be cool, a little fact to see. But I just like how they share. It's just a sense of tradition. You know, when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to go to Ypsilanti High School. I saw so many games as a kid. It was just the buildup of the community.
Yeah.
Friday nights, that's where everybody was. You know what I mean? Just that type of deal. So that's what it gives me when I go through there. Go ahead.
Let's see, we got some more notes out of Riverview, Gabriel Richard. The golf team, I apologize if I butcher any of these names, Austin Boggs, Sean Zaker, Liam Morris, Joey Secchi, and Jacob O'Reilly took second place overall at regionals. They'll advance to states. Boggs also placed second individually. Also out of Gabriel Richard Riverview, the softball and baseball teams both won districts over the weekend.
Yeah.
And a little note here out of, I think this one's out of Wyandotte. Yes, Wyandotte Roosevelt. Alex Lovell signs on to play soccer at University of Michigan, Dearborn.
Nice. And we talked about that a little bit last week as far as the facilities at U of M Dearborn. They're top notch. My daughter's volleyball team goes over there to play quite a bit. You cannot get a nicer stadium, nicer indoor facility around these parts, man.
It's U of M, even the satellite schools, they've got the money flowing in. It's a cash cow.
And it's thriving in poor Fairlane. It looks like it's going away. I don't know if it's the online shopping or whatever the deal is.
A combination thing. I think, and that's not the only one. Well, up 75.
Southland.
Not Southland. Up in the Troy area, one of the other.
Somerset.
Is that the one?
Somerset.
I think that's just the way that the mall's going. It's no longer economically viable.
Yeah, and I wonder if you're talking about Northland. Northland's definitely closed. I mean, you know, like Northland used to be, it was Northland, Southland, Eastland, those different malls. But between Eastland and Northland, those are terrible. And Southland, I think we have it a little better down here where there's not as many stores closing. But it still looks like a ghost town compared to when we were young.
Sure. Yeah, it does. Yeah, even when I was in high school 25 years ago, my friends and I used to go there and, you know, raise a little cane.
Right, get dropped off.
Yeah, no, I mean, on the rare occasion I go now, it's not terribly busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be online.
Oh, yeah, it's convenience.
What you got there? It looks like some boating of some type.
Yeah, well, we got the, Marty and I talked about this a few weeks ago. It's a youth learn to row camp. And there is also an adult alternative. I'll get to that in a minute. The youth learn to row. If you're entering 6th to 9th grade this fall, this is for you. There are 3 different sessions. Session 1, it runs from June 17th to June 28th, and if you want to get in that session, get on the computer right now because the registration deadline is June 14th.
Okay.
Session 2, July 8th through July 19th. July 5th is the registration deadline there, and the 3rd and final session is July 29th through August 9th. Registration deadline is July 26th.
Yeah.
And there we go. We got a middle school football camps as well.
Athlete of the week. Yeah, no, that's good. I'm interested in that, odds, and I'm talking about the rowing in particular. Interestingly enough, a kid that I helped him do community service for his community service for school. He had to do 200 hours to graduate.
Yeah.
And he was saying, hey, Mr. Brown, I'm going to this school in New York. It's a smaller college, but maybe 1,600 kids. And he played sports throughout high school, but he's not going to play sports in college. But once they seen his size when he got there, they said, I think we want you to be on our rowing team. And he was like, I never rowed before. They were like, perfect. Because now we can teach you don't have any bad habits. Yeah. So now he's going to have an opportunity to row in college and get a little money to do it. Yeah. You know, so it's an opportunity. So parents, sign your kids up.
Yeah, go to wine.boatclub.com if you're interested. In the adult program that I had mentioned, it's a 4-week session that actually starts this Saturday, June 15th. Looks like they introduce you to rowing. You learn the equipment. And again, more details, wine.boatclub.com. or you can call the program coordinator, this Fred Meckelin, or you can call him 734-934-3378. Get out there on the river.
Just interesting. That's a question, I guess. Did they tell you what time that starts in the morning?
Early.
It's got to be 6 a.m. that they're out there, I bet.
You know what? I don't see the time, but we know it's early.
Yeah, you go before you go to work, get a good workout, and then go to work.
I did had a little fun on the river this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
You ever heard of magnet fishing?
No, but I'm interested.
Well, you take a actual magnet, and you got a little carbiner you hook it to, and then you hook that to a length of rope, and you chuck it in a body of water, and then you pull it back, and you see what you got. We didn't find anything of value. We did find a lot of old rusty nails, hooks. We found a fishing lure. That was kind of interesting.
How deep down? Are you walking out in the water throwing this magnet thing out there?
For the most part, we were doing it from the bank. A few times I walked in, maybe a foot or so.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. Kill some time.
Yeah. See what you catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd probably rather do it in California somewhere.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, I think people who are serious about it, because there's a lot of YouTube channels on this. You go to popular swimming holes where people are dropping phones and glasses.
Got you.
And, you know, some cases people found bikes, and even there's a story I saw recently, a couple, I think it was in New York, found a safe, an old safe, containing $100,000, but the money was essentially destroyed from being in the water for decades.
Get out.
Fun story, though.
No.
What's the chances?
What's the chances?
Any one of us finds a safe full of money, but then plot twist, the money's destroyed. The bad luck that takes.
Yeah, that hurts twice. Right?
It does.
Yeah, it hurts twice. No, man, it's been a blast being in here. We only got a couple minutes left. But I'm glad you were able to fill in. Glad we got it in. Congratulations to those Downriver teams that'll continue to play baseball and softball over the next couple weeks. By the 16th, I'm sure we'll have some state champions. I know on June 11th, I'm going down to Wayne State to watch the Mercy game, and they're going to play Allen Park. So I'll get an opportunity to see those two schools. And I'll check back in. Maybe I won't do a good as job as our roving reporter, but I definitely should have some information regarding the game.
Hey, you know what? Some people work behind the camera. They put the pretty face in front of the camera, right?
Oh, my God. Yeah, we got our, what do they call it, our growth or NHL growth
that's right.
going, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.